Okay, we should be live. Hello, everybody. All right. Go to my setup. Good. Checking my sound. See how it sounds. Give it a hot second to kick in. Perfect. Okay. Good morning. Okay. We got a few people here. They slowly come in. David Glenn, good morning. All right, let me give you the invite link. I'm going to copy the link now. And to share live. And if you're coming on live, if you're coming on now, those of you who are coming on, share in the chat box where you are from, what the weather is like right now in your area. Would love to hear it. And I'm also putting the share live link for anybody who would like to come on and share live. There we go. And it's coming to you right now. Cool. There it is. Good morning. Hey, it's good to see everybody. I am from San Diego, and the weather is really nice. Actually, in the low 70s right now. It's probably going to get hotter. It gets warmer closer to noon. All right. So you got the link, David. You're welcome. Come on in, join us. And there he is. He's coming on now. I'm going to add you to the stream.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Of course, your camera is still whited out there, but
I got to get it working. It's still a mess here anyway. There's not much to see. Even my desk is a mess because it's
Parsons is here. Hot
on.
So Parsons is here, hot and muggy. Welcome.
It is
here to join us. So
60 degrees and cloudy in the Seattle area.
In the Seattle area, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's considered warm for you guys, I guess.
It's normal.
I like the sun personally. Ohio is hot and muggy. Wow, I bet you it is. That's pretty close to Chicago weather. I remember Chicago. How can I forget it? It traumatized my childhood. It was my job to shovel the snow and put the ice down. And of course, underneath the snow is like an inch thick of hard ice that you gotta, pick the shovel through, to really bash the shovel through to get it up. And then all the painting you have to do in your house every year too. Drove me nuts.
For better or for worse, they use like a plastic wood in my old place. So
right,
there wasn't much in the realm of painting to it. It weathers.
Right.
You just don't paint it.
All right. Let's see. I've got something to share in Blender as well. Something to share. Or you can share something a little bit later.
I got to take off at around 12:30ish or so. I got to go over to this place to get my windshield replaced on my car.
Did you want to share first?
No, I'm fine.
You're fine? Okay, good. So you just be here to heckle me.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
There you on,
Go ahead and share my screen. Okay, present. And let's see. Let me go to share screen. I'm going to share my entire screen. And of course, 3 screens pop up on me. Yeah, so what am I? Oh, this is very interesting. Something's going on with the internet today. It's not showing my Blender screen. Why is that? It's showing me two. That's very, very strange. I'm going to share something. Tell me what you see.
I see my
Oh, wait
blank
a minute. There we
screen.
go. There we go. I got it. There it is.
Ah, good.
All right. Everybody should be able to see Blender now. Cool. Yes. Okay. So, in case you guys did not know, there is a new Blender is getting ready to come out. Let me and something else I want to show you as well. You guys are gonna love it. But let me go to the Blender Foundation, www.blender.org. Let's go there. All right, go to your downloads, and if we go down the bottom to download experimental, 4. I think 4.4. Let's say 4.4.3. We now got 4.4. Wait a minute. Where is it? Oh, 4.5. 4.5 is in beta.
Yeah.
4.5 is in beta now. So it was in alpha for the longest time. So if anybody wants to kind of, I ignore the alpha copies. There's probably too many bugs in there to even want to deal with. So it's now in beta. 4.5 should be out. I've been told by before the end of the year.
Yeah. There's some cool stuff that's in, I think, 4.5, if not 5.0.
Right. Right.
Something that I know you would be interested in. But,
yeah. It's they're really making progress. It is really revolutionizing this program. It's really amazing. So if any of you, everybody should be aware that we have a Discord channel. Let me go get it. I think I've closed it out accidentally. Let me go get it, grab it real fast. Let's go open up Discord. There she is. All right, we got a Discord channel. So if you do not have that Discord link, I'm going to give it to you now. For anybody here who wasn't aware that we had a Discord channel, I think most people see who's here. I think, well, we'll see. I can't see who's here. It's not showing us. There's a bunch of people here, but it's not showing me the names. If you invite people, I'm going to go over here and copy that link. And I will go over here and paste this here.
yeah. Are you talking about people on Discord?
No. Well, no. I'm talking about people on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
It's giving me a number of people, but it's not giving me who they are. All right, there you go. So if anybody does not have the Discord, go on and join in now. You'll see a general section. There's a bunch of rooms to go into here, and there's the general section where everybody interacts with one another. People are posting stuff here and a lot of Blender tips and tricks. This is where we all interact and chat and help each other out, ask questions, all of that stuff. I put in a 3D terminology in there I thought would be very helpful. Homework submission is from all the different classes that I teach. Yes, you can see people posting their assignments. As you can see, one of the last assignments that we did was making a tire. That was kind of what we did last week. I think what I promised I was going to do some of the texturing today for the tire. Now this is cool. Over here is free textures, and I found something that's very, very cool. In fact, I've got it right here in the me kind of move this. I'll just let that go to the background. Maximize it, minimize, doesn't matter. Textures. Check this out. PBRtextures.com or texturecan.com. Let's see. I think I'm getting an echo on your end, David. There we go. I think he muted us. Oh, he didn't. Okay. So
I'll mute me.
Yeah, I'll mute you. Yeah, go ahead and mute you. I'll mute you. There we go. Cool. All right. So this is very cool. Free PBR textures. I'm gonna grab this. Go away. All this damn advertisement. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this and free textures, free PBR. I'm gonna put PBR, physical based reality textures. Give you a little heading. There we go. And there you are. All right. This thing is pretty cool. Actually, because we have several places to go to. We have another one called Polyhaven, right? And Polyhaven is very, very cool also, but it's limited, right? Internet seems a little slow today. And I've got, okay, Carm is here. Cool. Great. I'll throw up the link for the come on to StreamYard in just a second. In fact, let me go ahead and just get that invite and copy it. Okay. So we got Polyhaven, which most of us should be aware of, right? You go to the assets section, you got the free HDRs. They've got plenty of HDRs here that should work for lighting, if your lighting you're seeing for most of what you're going to work with. Some people like to produce their own HDRI backgrounds. That's a lot of work. All right, drinking my smoothie here. Nice breakfast smoothie. Under assets, also we've got these are now, by the way, these are true HDRIs. These are true 32-bit images, 360. You wrap them around a 360-degree sphere, and they're seamless, true 32-bit images. Okay, so this is just a godsend to the community. If you go to assets again and go to your textures, you have your textures here, and the textures are pretty good. These are PBR textures, physical based reality textures. And PBR, P is in Paul, B is in boy, R is in Rhonda. Now you can see all these textures, but they're limited. They're giving you some cool textures here. But you're limited. Now, if I click on patterns, it's giving you the pattern. It's giving you all the assets that's going to come to creating this pattern. All your various maps. If I click on them, you get to view the various maps down here in the bottom right-hand corner. And they look pretty darn good. They look very, very good. If I go back, we go back up here to assets. Again, like I started talking about textures, you just go through here, and great for terrain. You're going to start creating terrains in Blender. You got a lot of terrain stuff here, a lot of crackling wall stuff. But you got some fabric here, leather. You got some brown leather. Some of this may be fairly recent. I haven't been through here lately, but you just scroll through real fast and just look at what's there and find out what's interesting. Let me see this one here, that little leather there. For some reason, just from looking at this, I get the feeling that they may have added some new stuff in here as of late. All right, so if I go back up to assets, you got models, actual models. They're all free. Check this out. So rocks and stones, all this is free. Trees, Like if you don't want to deal with modeling trees, you just want to bring it in. Say you model most of your scene, but you just don't want to deal with the darn trees. Okay, there you go. You got a bunch of them right here, which you can, use and piece together in 3D environment to produce your own thing. All right, these are very nice. Okay, you've got old tires. You've got just you want to make a junkyard or something. All types of cool stuff in here. So this is a great asset. But the one I'm excited to show you about, before I forget, let me put up here to share live because I know Karma's waiting to share live. There we go. All right. So anybody would like to jump on and share live? There we go. That is the link to get on, to jump on the StreamYard. Okay, so that's cool. But the one I really wanted to show you was this textures cans, as I started with. This is specific to PBR textures. So they're touting 650 plus, over 650 free PBR textures. Look at this stuff. And this is different stuff. This is some of it is looking sci-fi, others more creative. I mean, this is very, very helpful. And I guess you go to another page here if you want to. So I go to page 2. It brings up some other objects. You've got your categories over here on the left-hand side. Bricks, concrete. Let's see what food is. Okay, get rid of that stupid thing. Food. Muddy carrot skin. Okay, oranges. This is very cool. Oh, look at this. That's clever. We've got, looks like blueberries, or no, blackberries. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, this is because they have the Substance Painter file format, the SBSAR format. Looks like they're selling that. All right, hello, Carm is on. Here, let me go ahead. I'm going to maximize the screen so everybody can focus more on the browser. So we got the ground. Let's go see what they have for ground. Look at all the different grounds. So yeah, check this out. Go there and check this out. I put the link inside the chat box there. Another place to get free textures, because remember back in the day, especially some of the LightWave people remember this. We had to buy packs of CDs that had thousands of textures on it. Now it's all free. The whole industry has changed. So let's see. And I'm muting your mic, Carm, because I hear background noise there. But when you want to talk, just unmute yourself. All right. So yeah. So we got plants. Let's see what the plants look like. Curious. All right. We got tree trunks. That's handy for bark and stuff. And I'm sure some of these are better than others, but just go in here and play with it and find out what find out just how good these things are, how practical they are. We got grass. That grass will be handy. So this is going to be really, really nice. I'm curious to see what the second page looks like. It's more grass. We've got, I think that's it. Yeah, it looks like plastics, rocks, tiles, wood. What's others? Out of curiosity. All right, let's get rid of the ad. Thank you. All right, so others like giraffe skin. a decor, concrete decor up here. Ooh, rattlesnake skin. Actually, looks like rattlesnake. Rattlesnake is delicious. So we got more others, tiles. Oh, this is handy. That'll be real handy. I think I'll use this site for some of my tutorials for the classes coming up. Okay, so FYI, Blender 3D for 3D printing class starts this Sunday. It starts tomorrow. Anybody who wants to jump in. Now, I will give you the link for that. And let me go over here. There we go. All right, so this starts tomorrow. Go over to my workshops, go to my Blender 3D. And a lot of the people in the class are the people who joined up from Wonderfest in Louisville. So it's a good sized class. I limit all of my classes to 8 people only. So 3D modeling for 3D blending. I'm going to give you guys a discount code, all right? So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it in the chat box. There we go. That's it right there. Oops, that's not it. That's somebody else's. That's mine. There we go. And that's the link to the class. So yeah, that starts. I'll give you guys a discount code real quick too. So discount code. It put in this SD Pug 2025. All right, so you guys got the discounts for the class. So I've got only 2 seats left in that one, so a couple of seats available. All right, so Carm made a comment here. He said, the noise outside is over. I think you want to unmute me. Gotcha. Well, you can unmute yourself, Carm. You should be able to. There we go. I just unmuted you.
Hey, sorry.
There we go. I hear you. Welcome. Good morning.
Well, afternoon.
Sorry about that. I figured I better just mute you until the noise goes away.
I should have. I thought I had squelched the sound on my mixer, but I guess I didn't.
Okay.
I was using the wrong knob.
Some of these microphones are so good they pick up everything.
Yeah. Well, this is not a condenser. This is a dynamic, so I shouldn't be picking up so much. But it was really loud in here.
Yeah, your voice sounds great. It sounds really clean.
Oh, well, thank you.
That voice. So you have a great microphone. It's amazing. It's amazing how important microphones are, and in presentations and in any part of the industry.
I'm using the K669D by Fifine.
I have that. I have the Fifine. Yeah, I've got the Fifine. I got one of those. I'm using the Blue Yeti. The Blue Yeti is really nice. So here's what I'm thinking of doing today. All right. So I promised a little bit about texturing the tire. I could finish that up, I suppose. Then I want to do something with particles, creating explosions using particles, but using 2-dimensional planes, not volumes. So I've been playing with that idea a little bit. And saw a tutorial on it, and I thought, this would be kind of fun for class. So let me share a little bit what we're going to do. Let me pull this down. Let's see if I can get this to work. All right, okay, so that is not, what's my render here? Okay, that's not what I wanted to show you. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. I'm going to have to recreate it from scratch. No big deal. I thought I had the right one up. So no big deals. I'll just go ahead. So we're going to create explosions, which is going to see dynamic explosions using two-dimensional planes. So we're going to use shading to create the explosions. It's a nice little visual trick, right? So oftentimes we're using particles and we're using volumetrics, to create explosions in Blender. But if you want to reduce your render times and still get a nice dynamic visual effect, we can do it this way, just basically on two-dimensional planes.
So it is a lot in video games.
Yeah, exactly. So this is really a video game technique. Honestly, it's a gaming technique. So let's go play. And then we'll do is, if I have time, we'll come back to the tire. We'll do the texturing for the tire that we started last week. I get bored very quickly, so I always like to do something kind of new. I'm going to bring down a plane. Let's start our plane, kind of get a little bit of a background going here. And I'm going to go on inside and start editing. Go to my edge mode here. I think what I'll do is bring this back a little bit. I think I want to bring this forward a little bit as well. Let's grab this side and this side. Get them both, and let's go to stretch them out like that. Okay, so I'm going to hit the E key and extrude that up. So get that edge, E, and then hit the Z. Let's have a little backboard to play with, and then I want to kind of create a little curved area back here. Select it, Control B for bevel. Bring it on up and create a nice little curved. That should work. All right, let's go ahead and give this a texture. I'll call it backboard.
Skateboarders are feeling a tingle right now.
Yeah, exactly. Skateboarder's dream. Maybe we can create our own skateboard ramp in Blender and print it out in reality. Right click on it, shade smooth, kind of smooth out, get the faceted out of there. All right, let's give it a little bit of a darker texture. We got to go to texture mode here, Z key on the keyboard, and grab my material view right down here in the bottom. Okay, cool. Okay, we got that going. And let's go ahead and bring in a regular old plane. So
what's that diagonal line? Is that a shadow?
What diagonal line?
The one going from upper left there.
Yeah, that's a shadow.
Okay, that's clever.
That's a shadow. It looks like. I thought I had. Oh, it's basically it's the environment lights in Blender. I'm not in render mode, so all my lights are turned off. So if I go to render mode here, you'll see nothing. It's black. If I turn on my lights, which I have right up here, I turn it on. See, there's my lights. Right? The light is right there.
Yeah. But the environment light was doing some other tricks.
Yeah, it's an environment light that's you can't change that environment light in Blender. That's the material mode. It's the same thing as going to the shading tab up here. See that environment in the background? That's what's doing it.
Yeah.
See the diagonal lines?
You can't change that? Surely you can change it.
No, you can't change that in material mode. That's the default standard background lighting. Material mode is not your true render view. It's just
It's like
there.
a modeling thing.
It's a modeling thing. It's there. It's there to show you your textures, but not true to life based on what you've got in your 3D scene. It's just there to illuminate your scene so that you can texture your images effectively. That's all it's for. And that's exactly what happens when I'm over in a modeling room. When I go to material preview, that's exactly what's happening. It's just giving me a material preview lighting setting based on what I just showed you. It's the same thing, but you can't change it at all. Go to object mode. All right, so we got our plane in here. All right, so I'm gonna rename that one. What do we call this one? What do we call that damn thing? Backboard. I'll name it the same name as my texture. Go to backboard. Okay. All right, let's bring in another object. Let's bring in an object that is going to be kind of the hero of our scene, which is a plane. Which is Shift A, go to our mesh, access our plane, rotate X 90 degrees. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this small. So S key, make it out like that. All right, bring it on up. I'm going to continue to work in perspective mode. Okay, so Command or Control, actually Control A, rotation of scale when I'm applying it. So once again, always got to remember I'm in that 1 to 1 to 1, right thing here. Okay, so we are now in material mode, and I'm going to want to switch back and forth between this and also my render view. You'll see why in a little bit. And we need to give this a material. So we're going to call this one, make a new one. I'm going to call this one Exploding Particles. Okay. All right, and I'm going, instead of going over to my shading option, easier for me just to make a new little, split the window into two. All right, so for those of you who are new to Blender here, you place your mouse right down here anywhere in the bottom corner, and you get that little crosshairs plus. Then you left click and drag left to right or up or down, and it splits a window. And if you want to get rid of the window, you just basically do the exact same thing, except I left click and drag down, and I can replace it with the dominating window. All right, so I want to just split this up. Make that my shader, come right up in the top left-hand corner, and make that the shader editor window. There we go. All right, so I've got Node Wrangler on. Everybody should know what Node Wrangler is. So if let me check my questions here. No questions. All right. So if anybody has questions on any of this, just pop it in the chat box. I'll keep my eye on it, or Carm will see it. If I don't see it, he'll let me know.
I'll try. I was distracted for a little bit because it just started smelling like hell in here, and I realized what all the noise was outside. They're starting to resurface the driveway.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. I can close the window. Now it's going to get hot in here because I'm rendering.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in hell here.
What's the weather like in your area?
I think it's 80 something right now.
Oh, yeah, it's hot. And it's getting hot everywhere
It's
else.
hot all over the country.
Yeah, all over the country is hot, except for here in San Diego. Well, that's not true. Where I am in San Diego, I'm not. I'm 7 miles from the beach, so I've got a nice little temperate weather. If I go about another mile inland, then or if I go north, another few miles north, it gets into the 80s.
Yeah, I know it's like I used to live in El Cajon, remember?
That's right.
The Valley of Sweat.
That's how I met you. Was in our earlier LightWave users group meetings.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how warm it is out here.
I know, 60 degrees.
Let's see. My thing just went to news. Hang on a second.
So while you looking for that, all right. So we got the planes.
60 degrees, cloudy.
Yep, 60 degrees.
Yeah, read it and weep.
Trust me. Enjoy that because everywhere else is going to be really hot. And
it's supposed to get into the 80s later on this week, so we'll get ours.
And you got to be careful because heat waves kill people every year. So,
well, we're so close to the ocean, it's so damp out here. So 80 degrees might as well be 90.
Exactly. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and bring on use the Control T. So I'm going to make sure my shader itself, the principal BSDF, is selected. Control T, and it's going to add on all the mapping, the texture coordinates and the mapping. And these are going to be important because the texture coordinate tells you how you're going to texture your image, how Blender is going to approach texturing your image, whether you're using generated procedurals, whether you're using the normals, whether you're using a UV map, whether they're using the shape of the object, whether you're going to be texturing from the perspective of the camera, from your window you're viewing in, or reflections. No, there's a variety of reasons that you might want to use some of these. Now, today, I'm going to get rid of the image texture here. All right, so by default, it gives you an image texture connected with your mapping. Your mapping is the resizing of your textures. You can adjust the location, its rotation, its scale, all that's standard, all right? How you want to texture, how large or how small you want to put the textures in there, and then what you want to texture with right here in the image window. I don't want a texture. I don't want an image texture. I want a procedural texture. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to delete it. And the procedural texture that I would like to use is going to be a gradient, a procedural technique. Shift A, and I'm going to go to search, and now I just go to search. It's easier. Gradient is here already because I was playing around with it earlier, but you can type in GRA, gradient texture pops up to the very top of the list. Grab it, place it on down here. That's connected, vector the vector to that's all these are numbers here are vectors. And then your color result is going to plug into right there. Okay, and we can see it. Let me hit the period key. We can see it here. Okay, so we got our gradient texture. It's giving us various types of techniques for gradiating, which is linear, which we can see here. If we come over to here, we got linear, we got quadratic, right? We've got easing and various others. We're going to be interested in spherical. And I'm going to grab that. Now, the way Blender works is that it uses the center point for the spherical starting at the bottom right corner, right? So that's the center of this radius here, So we don't want that to be the center of the radius. We want the center of the object. It's using the center, that corner, because we're using the UV option here. So if we get out of the UV option and instead go to the object, so instead of using the UV map, because whenever you bring in a primitive inside a Blender, it automatically has a UV map to it. It's already done for you. So it's using the bottom right-hand side of the UV map to map it. So if I just disconnect that completely, it goes away, right? And instead, we're going to use the object. So we want Blender to use the center of the object as the center point of this radius. Plug it in and give it a hot minute. And I'm going to go back and select, let's see, that's the mapping there. Let me go back to here, spherical. Okay, now see what's going on here. It should be dead center. That should be dead center. Why is it not dead center? Or did I change something? That's really weird. Okay, why is this not working? That should be working. Spherical, linear, there we go. All right, easing, that's way over. I want to try something. We go to spherical. Let's try this. Let's go to the scale. There it is. So what happened, this is what happened essentially. I'll show you. I thought that when I applied this 1-to-1-to-1, that the procedure will respect that. I'm going to prove that theory. Control A, go in mesh, bring in a plane. I'm going to rotate it on the X 90 degrees. So, what am I doing here? R for rotate, X, and then 90 degrees. There we go, and enter. Command R, rotation and scale. I'll show you what happened here. So this is our Blender discussions. We can discuss this here. Okay, so if I give that a texture, which I've just done, okay, now I'm going to give this a Command T, get rid of this one here, Shift A. We're going to give this one a gradient texture, drop it on in. Okay, and now let's give this a spherical. Let's see if it does the same thing. We're going to disconnect the UV, go to the object. There, see? So that's what happened. So essentially what happened is, this being smaller, it kept the same size of the circle. So the circle surpassed the shape. I was thinking that by hitting Control A to apply my scale and rotation, that it would honor that new shape and put the circle right in the middle. Blender didn't do that. So I had to instead reduce it down, which you saw me do here. Play with the scale. So that was why I was thrown off there a little bit. So Blender does not respect the scale of the object. It just throws in the procedural to match what it always has been set to, whether in meters or something like that. So there. Okay, so now that we know, let me go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, we're going to play with this a little bit. So I'm going to select this one. I'm going to bring this inside a little bit, select that object. I'm going to go select all my scale and just bring it down a little bit more like that. So I have a little bit of extra room to play with. All right, so we're going to apply this in general to our emission channel. And because I want this to glow like heat eventually. So in order, grab this pin there. In order to make this happen, I'm going to probably add some other procedural textures to this. I'm probably going to use like a mixed RGB of sorts, and make sure that we kind of get some irregular edges and all of that stuff. And then we're going to kind of taint this with some color that's also going to be applied to my my emission channel. So this should be, pretty fun in essence. Okay, so let's go down and play around with some ideas. So we got our gradient texture. Let's kind of pull this apart here. Kind of pull this on over. I'll pull this on over too. And let's add a noise texture to this. Let's just break up these edges here. Let's see what we can do. I'm just going to kind of screw around and play with this here. So go to my search. Let's go to noise. Oops. Fat fingers. And we're going to place it right there. And so that this has the same, I suppose, I may not really need to plug it here, but let's do this. Let's just take the noise and let's actually join together with the mix RGB node. So Shift A, and let's go to, let's see if I got that's an RGB, a mixed color right there. Okay, we got it. So let's mix those two. Let's mix the noise. Take the I'm probably going to take the color. Let me see, color into the B, and we're going to take the color into the A. All right, let's see what this does. I'm going to also give it a multiply blend mode. Now this is going to need to be adjusted. Let me see. Let's plug in the vector into the vector. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, we're getting something. We're getting a little bit of something. I hit the control shift click here so that you see the effects of this particular mixer. I'm going to play around with this. There we go. We can see the. Now what we need to do also, I'm going to kind of play around with this roughness. You got distortions. It's very subtle. So in order to make it stronger, I'm going to bring in a color ramp node to give this some strength here. So I'm going to pull this color texture back, and let's go here and do a color ramp. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Let's go to our color ramp and just drop it in right about there. Let's see if we can start to add, yeah. I'm going to pull these on back here. Taking the noise out to the left and give that a little bit of room right in there. Okay, cool. Let me pull this on up. So what I'm doing here is I'm affecting one or the other. All right, so one is my spherical gradient. The other one is going to be the noise. There's the noise. And I'm going to adjust this accordingly. I'm just going to play with this and see what I get. So if I go to my, there we go. We go to this one here, go to the whites, bring it a little bit stronger. Just get a little something different. All right, so at this point, I'm going to want to start playing around with maybe making this some type of a alpha channel. And I might want to play around with map range as well as this. But first, let me go ahead and see what we can do as an alpha channel. All right, I'm going to pull this back. I'm going to pull it all back away from this. This is going to get a little messy. All right, so let's go to the multiply, and let's bring that into the alpha channel. Let's see what it does. So I'm going to put it right about there. Let's see what happens. And I'm probably going to have to play around with this a little bit. So I've got my multiply here. I've got the, let's play with this a little bit and see what's going on. Okay, yeah, I may want to go all the way over to the right. So this is going to change in time. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a map range and stick that in here real quick. Because a map range does some interesting stuff. Let's go to map range there. I want to pull this here. Okay. See, map ranges start. There we go. It's starting to add some interesting effects so that I'm really liking. All right. Yeah, that's much nicer. Okay, so we've got the map range. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to add one more map range that I want to plug into the alpha. All this is going to make sense in just a little bit. So I'm going to grab one more. Let's go Shift A. It should be, well, it should be there, but I accidentally put the A in there. There it is, right there. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to connect it to its value. And then I'm going to go map range to alpha here. Okay. That's going to give us a couple ways to control these other values up there. All right, see? All right, so I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm going to start to play around with the emission. We're going to need another color range for that. The color range is also going to be plugged into the map range. The first one here. The second one I want as an additional control for the alpha channel. So I'm going to come over to Shift A, go to my scale, Give another map range. Oops. Didn't want that. I want the not a map range. I said map range. I meant color ramp. Sorry. I meant color ramp. That's going to plug in right up here. And pull this on out. And this is going to plug into your emission, which is right down there. And I want to plug in the color into the color right about there. All right, get my glasses here. Sitting around me somewhere. There they are. Okay, so I got another color range. Pull this on back. Pull this on out. All right, so this color range should be plugged into the color of the emission. Good. All right, so let's change the color up here. Let's add in another. Let me click on this here. It's going to be black and white to begin with. Let's bring this over to here. You can see it's changing. So I'm going to start changing that color. So I'm going to start with black. Change this color to like a nice red. Yeah, nice bright red. I'm liking that there. Let's add another one in here. Pull that on over. Let's see if I pull this here. Let's give it a little more. Yeah, that comes into the toward the brighter areas. Grab that one. Let's give it an orange. Let's pull this on up. Give it a nice bright orange. Maybe something like that. So you're getting a transition. You can see here. Pull this on down. Starting to see the transitions in here. All right, and we're going to give it a lighter orange. Where did it put it? Right about there. So we're making a gradient, a little rainbow gradient, a little bit of a lighter orange. See, it's getting a little lighter in there. So we're going from a black to a deep red. See, I can map. Is what's doing is remapping your colors. And I can adjust these according. See that? So this is going to be the nature of our emission. Here, I'm going to go yellow instead of white. Make it a nice bright yellow. I suppose I can put a little bright on. I suppose I can do something like this. Switch these two. See how that looks. I don't know. That one's kind of boring to me. Maybe make it more like this.
I don't see any changes when you're doing stuff on the right.
It's all happening in these little brighter areas. All right, so I'm just going to explore and experiment and monkey with this a little bit. Okay. Map range. Your map range is there. Okay. All right, I want to check all my connections here. So let me go to my render mode because I'm concerned about something. And that this alpha here should be transparent. Trying to figure out why it's not transparent. It's using black and white information from here.
Is it because you're currently plugged into the color ramp? Looking at your circuit.
Oh, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's it. You're right. You're right here. Disconnect this here. Connect that there. Give it a hot minute.
There you go.
Wait a minute. That's very interesting. Base color is there. Color ramps in your emission. I know why. Duh. What's the strength of the emission?
I don't know.
0.
Should be at least 1.
Well, there she is.
There you go.
There's your emission. Okay. Now we can control. Let's go here. Our transparency. Do I want to? Yeah, I probably want to control the transparency better. I can come over here to the minimum and max. There we go. See, that goes circle. I want to be careful of that. Let's see what the max does. See that control you get? And let's see what this does. Oh, yeah. Extra controls in there. Yeah, like that there. Let's see. That was minimum, max. To minimum. Yeah, I'm going to keep that 0. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, it's looking
In my
pretty
opinion,
good.
you should increase the size of your noise because it looks very spherical.
You got it. All right. I'll use Carm's suggestion. Go back to a noise, and he's right. Let's play with the size. So if I go here, or
Yeah.
distortion, let me see something right down here. Distortion. There's another technique, and it may be in here. I'll come back to it. Let's see details. How about roughness? Let me kind of pull this on in. Let's see what the roughness will do. Okay. That's adding more detail or less detail, making it sharper or less sharp. And then I'm going to hold the shift key, play around with the distortion, something like that. Yeah, that's better. There, and then there is a way to get that a wavy effect to kind of distort the whole circular shape. I'm just not remembering it right now, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
Maybe you can add like a negative noise to like subtract from a corner or something so it doesn't look so rounded.
Yeah. I suppose you could. I know you
throw
can.
a monkey wrench into your plans there.
You're throwing a monkey wrench into my plans. Let's play around with this a little bit more. Let's see what this does. There we go. I want to get more of that red. Yeah. Get more of that red in there. This red has some density in it. Let's make it pure red up there. Yeah. There we go. pull that in a little bit. Let's pull this over. Let's see what this does. I don't think having these two in here helped that much. I'm going to go get rid of that one. Just deal with these here. Bring in the, there, okay. So this is the, I'm just playing around with the emission. Okay. I can control the emission with it by using the intensity slider. This is just adding the color in here. So that's basically it there. All right, so we're done with the first part of our tutorial. Now we're going to start adding some really interesting effects. Yeah, okay. We'll go with this. We are in, let's see, I think we are in render mode right now. Let me go over the material mode. It's a little bit of a faster way to work. It doesn't look as good as the render mode, but you're always going to want to go in the render mode. You know, absolutely preview the final result. So let's do this. The real fun's going to come up. We're gonna animate this, and I'm going to show you how to animate this next, so that this has this constant movement and constantly changing and shape and design on the fly. And then we're going to take that and we're going to apply that as a particle to a particle system. Okay. And then we're going to get the explosive effects that we're looking for. But we're going to accomplish all that. I'm going to pull this out of the way after our 15-minute break. It looks like it's about that time. So that went fast. These things go fast. Okay, so 15-minute timer. 15-minute timer. Our Google timer. There she is. Let's go that one there. Okay, cool. Let me stop it real quick. Go back to 15, maximize it. I will mute my mic temporarily, and we'll come back with more exciting tips and tricks in Blender. All right, it is that time. We are back. Cool. All right. Is everybody back? Hopefully.
I'm here.
Okay, so here we
I'm
go.
here.
Actually, before I start talking about this, so once again, I'm going to put up here that the, see, do I have my link still up here by any chance? Probably not. Yes, I do. There it is. So once again, this Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. for the next 5 weeks is the Blender 3D for 3D printing. So I'm giving you the link right now for your convenience to register for the class, and then I will give you the discount code right now. For all those who are members of the Blender user group, which means should be everybody here, you get the discount code. So that's the link, and this is the discount code. So if you want to start, brushing up on your skills very quickly, this is a really good class to take. So, okay, we're back, as I mentioned, and we're going to get rocking and rolling here. All right, I want to start animating this. Now, one thing I noticed is that my color isn't coming through as nicely as I like because my emission is too high. Okay, so if I come right over here to my node, again, keep in mind, you don't have to go to the node, right? You can also come over here to the right-hand side to your materials panel, right? It's the exact same thing as your node. All this is your node duplicated and placed over here in this large area. So if I go over here to the emission, and you can see it's dropped down, you can see right there that a color ramp is tied into it, all right? For the color. For the emission, it's 26.5, which is kind of high. So if I bring it down, my color starts to come through better. So you usually want to be, I think around 8 to 10 works pretty good. I'll go probably a little bit higher, probably right about 8. So I get the color coming through a little bit better. We want to animate this. Now, we're going to go over to our node, our noise node here. And you probably always wonder, what is this 3D thing up here all about? Aren't we working in 3D? Right? Or we got 1D and 4D, 2D and 4D. We want to work in 4D, and I'll show you why. I'm going to click the 4D. Look, it changes a little bit, right? And the thing about 4D is the W is your animation slot. So if I click and hold and drag the W, I can animate this. So to animate this, I'm going to click in here to highlight it all. I'm going to type in #frame. Yeah, #frame. Allow execute security reasons, a Python script. I don't know. Ignore it. I don't know what that is. Did I #frame? Did I forget something? Did I put #frame? Interesting. Let me right click. Let me go delete that driver. All right. And let's do frame. Let me do _24. Let's see what that does. There we go. Okay, so we got some animation going. Hashtag frame should have done something, but it didn't, so I went the traditional way. No big deal. Always more than one way to skin a cat. Okay, I want to keep that, right? I can play around with the numbers a little bit to speed it up or slow it down, but I'm going to keep that for now. So as it's playing, there we go. We got a little sparkly looking effect going on there. And again, this is really for gaming stuff, right? Because it's a 2D plane. All right, it's a 2D plane. All right. I'm going to save this. Let me stop it. Let me save it. Command-Shift-S. Exploding particles. I'm going to put exploding particles Twitch. There we go. Oops, what happened? I got stuff popping up all over the place on me. Drives me nuts. Okay. There we go. Now, we're ready to rock and roll. Pull this on down. And what's called this? We call this, and this is called plane right now, right? So we're going to call this one, probably name it after its texture, which, what did I call it? Exploding particle. So I'll rename that from plane to exploding particle. Got capitals in there. I didn't mean to do that. Fat fingers again. All right. So Control S to save it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this particle. If you play it, you got that going. If you don't play it, we don't have it going. So select it. Go to my front view or Control 1 to see it from the front side. And I'm going to put it underneath it right there. Okay. All right. Now let's bring in a particle emitter. Okay. Control A. I'm going to go to my mesh, and I like to use the icospheres. And I'm going to reduce the size down. So S keys to scale. We'll do something like this one. Command A will say all transforms. We'll set all that. I'm really only interested in the explosion coming from the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into edit mode. Go back into solid mode, go to the front view, and then go to X-ray mode and grab all the faces on the bottom, like so. So I'm going to X-ray mode so I can cut through the whole shape. X, faces, get rid of it. Tab, object. Okay, there's my emitter. Get out of that mode and we'll go into material mode for now. Okay, it's not full render mode, just material mode. Now this is where we get to have some fun. This is where experimentation is just everything here. I'll show you the basics. We'll get something pretty close, but to make it better, it requires a lot more time and a lot more experimentation. So we're going to make this an emitter. The emitting particles always happens from the normals, right? We deleted the bottom, therefore there are no normals. So we won't get any particles coming from the bottom. We're only going to get it coming from the top. So we come right over here to our particle tab and go look in the blue area with the blue little gears. Or you see the blue gear right below the blue gear, or the blue wrench, I should say. Right below the blue wrench, hit that little 3 dots emanating from the 1 dot, and hit the plus, and you got yourself particles. All right. I want to adjust how the particles are going to be flying off here because we got gravity applied. So let's go over to the particle tab, pull this on up. We're going to come down to field weights, and we're going to reduce our gravity to 0.1. Yeah, that's still too much. Let me go to 0 for now. Yeah, that's better. Let's reduce the size of the particles. So I'm going to go over to the viewport display. Go to my sizing. Bring it down like that. All right, I'm going to kind of play around with this. Yeah, for now. I think for now also I'm going to go give it less particles. So I'm going to do something like 35. So I can, master the control of these things. Okay, so at the top, I'm going to keep the lifetime. Let's do this from, I think I'm done down here with the shading. So I'm going to change this to the timeline again. There we go. So we can see our timeline going. I'm going to set this to 100 so we can work faster instead of 250. Go to my view menu, go over here to frame the scene range. Okay, looks pretty good. And I'm going to probably start frame, end frame. Let me see what happens if I say 5 here and 5 here. See what it looks like. Yes. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm having them all come out at frame 5 at one time. Well, I guess we can do a little randomness on time. And that's the lifetime randomness. Let's see, 50. I think we want to go all the way to 100. Okay. Let me see. We'll give some randomness to the lifetime here. So I'm working with a few particles to kind of get the feel for this. All right. So next, I'm going to play around with the velocity. And it's got 1 millimeter. Let's drop it down to 0.3. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah. That helps you to control it a little bit better. And I've got velocity randomization. So let me pull that up a little bit. So they're all moving off at different directions, at the same time. Maybe not as much. So bring it down to like 0.3. So it's going to require a lot of little. All right, let's. I'm going to bring down the randomness like to 0.2. I want a little more control. All right, if I go to physics, gosh, I'm forgetting where it is. I want the dampening is what I'm looking for. And the dampening is always in this place that I forget about. Renders. Well, let's do the render, right? Let's do the render first. I think it'll be more fun. I don't want halos. Halos will not render. Halos are not going to render. So let's render the object. All right. So we're going to select the halo. We're going to come down. We're going to select the object. It goes away because it doesn't know what object you wanted to give it. So right down here, the instance object, we want what? The exploding particle, right? We click it, and there they are. Okay, they're really tiny. So for the render, I'm going to bring up the scale. And they're also facing the wrong way. So here's how I like to handle it. Let me stop this. And if you look at my guy in the bottom here, which is this one right here, that's our particle that we created. It's facing straight on while the others are facing away or facing to the side, as you can see. If I take this, I'm going to rotate this to the side. So R key, Z key, 90. Now it's rotated to the side just like the others. That way this matches the orientation of the others. You don't even need to do this. This is just something I do for visual purposes. All right. This next technique does not rely on you rotating this in object mode. What's going to rely on you rotating all these objects is you have to be in edit mode. I put it in object mode to match the others, so it's easier for me to see what I'm doing in edit mode. So if I go to tab key and go to edit mode, you can see now they're all facing that direction. The same. Now, if I go over to the rotate option and rotate them, see? My bottom one, my main one, and all the rest rotate as well. So all I want to do is hit the R key, Z key, 90. Here we go, done. That's done. Get out of here, go back to object mode, Control S. And if we play it, okay, so remember, every single one of these are rotating. I'm going to show you a trick. It's a neat little trick. They're all going to be consistent in how they're rotating in this single shape here. All right. If I want each one of those particles have a different look, all right, so they're not all consistently the same animation, what you can do is this. Let me bring up another panel, split the bottom screen up, turn that bottom screen to shader mode. We're going to go pull this up here. See if I can get into a few of these here. And we're going to go into render mode. It's easier to see. You can see they're all exactly the same. So I'm hoping this is going to work. Okay, so what we need to do is rotate the noise texture here, right? So to do so, I need another texture coordinate. So I will duplicate this one here, Shift D, put it on down. Remember, these texture coordinates are there to tell Blender how to display textures on the object. We've got it working pretty good, but we want the texture to display differently than what the mapping tells it to do. So we got to create a separate texture coordinate for it. So what we want is we want the object I'm going to disconnect this vector here. Okay. And actually, will we need to do that? Oh, we may need to duplicate both of these. So if I take this here, yeah, maybe I'm going to have to, because I made adjustments to the scale here. I have to give those same adjustments. So if I put that back in the W, all right. So whatever adjustments I have here in scale, I've got to do for the other one. So I'm going to select it, Control C, copy those numbers. And then we're going to duplicate this mapping as well. All right, select the mapping, Shift D, pull that on down. Actually, it should have kept the same numbers. It did. Okay, good, fantastic. It did. So we're going to take the object, which is what we want. We're going to go into the vector, just like we had before. All right. And then the vector, we're going to disconnect this. And if we connect these two, it should go right back to there. See, it went right back. Just trying to zoom in on a couple of these here. Okay, so if I play it, yeah. Okay, that's good. So let me pull this back. Let me just real quick, I want to make these a little larger so we can see a little bit better what we're doing. So I'll grab the emitter and go down to the render and make them larger like that. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do next, we got them all here. Up here, we're going to bring in an emitter. I'll put it right. I'll not the emitter. We're not going to bring in an emitter. We're going to bring in an empty. Is what I meant to say. We're going to bring in an empty. At the location so I can see it easier here. So Shift S, cursor to select it right there. Shift A, bring in an empty. Right about there. Go to arrows. There's my empty. Right. It doesn't have to be there. I'm going to just take the empty out. Okay, we'll put it over here. Okay. Now, here's the trick. We're going to take this texture and we're going to say, make the texture based on the location of the empty. That's the reason why we connected a separate mapping and a separate texture coordinate. Because if I go to the texture coordinate, I told it to be an object. That object includes something else, another little box down here that says, well, what object do you want to use to connect to your texture? So I can move the texture around manually by moving the empty. Right, so we're going to call this empty. Select it, it's right up here. We're going to call it empty dot texture control. Okay, so it's easier for us to recognize. All right, now go back to my node setup. Come over here to texture coordinate. Go grab empty dot texture control so that if I move this, oops, sorry, I'm not moving the empty. Empty's over here. Here we go. So now, see, by physically moving, I'm physically moving the whole texture across the board and they all will have a different location of the texture on each of the particles, theoretically. Okay, so if I play this, all right, so the particles are too consistent, but that's okay. We're gonna make changes. I'm gonna get rid of my shader panel. There we go. Pull it on back to there. Let's get on in close. All right, so I want to try something else. I want to take the emitter itself. Now I don't need to see the empty anymore here. So I'm gonna hit the H key for hide. What is this one here? This is, I'm forgetting, oh, that's the empty lights. I don't need to see that at all. There we go. That's an empty idea for the lights. If I want the lights to point at something, I have the lights pointing at that empty all the time. That's why that was there. Okay, so if I play this, there we go. All right, so now there is something they got. I'm gonna go check something else here. It's under the source. I'm looking for something important. Thought it was under the, yeah, there it is. It's under the physics. Good, found it. All right, cool. Yeah, I hate that. And it's like I know where it is, but you work on so many different aspects of Blender all the time that if you don't work on one aspect of Blender all the time in regular business, you forget where things are. It's the dampening right about here. That's what I was looking for. So let me do this. Let me take this particle. Let's go back here. Let's give it up like this. Select that particle emitter. Okay. Let's bring it down smaller like that. Let's see what we get. Yeah, I'm kind of bunching something together. All right, so still not looking that great because I need to animate their sizing now. And I think I want to do the dampening too. Let's do the dampening first. So dampening, what it does is it affects the speed as it moves away from the emitter. So I go to my physics tab, there's my dampening, and say I go to like 0.1. See, boom. Really slows down as it moves away. Let's see if we go 1, see what it looks like. Goes nowhere, right? Literally goes nowhere. What about 0.05? 0.05. There we go. Kind of goes out to there. We probably want to go to 0.01. See what that looks like. That's a little better. 0.01, maybe 0.02. Okay, I'm liking that a little better. Okay, cool. All right, so now let's go animate the size of these things. Again, we just got 35 particles. That's all we got. We can make it more to really. to really make it dense. So
May I
bring
interject?
this out. I'm looking for. Okay, there's my particle. Go to my render.
Hey, Stephen?
I got the show emitter here. I can turn that off. That's going to be in your rendering tab. We can play around with object rotation too. If I select rotation, go to my extras. Okay, I'm just looking at it. Okay, now we're going to animate the size. So we'll go from 0. We need to go down to our render options because we're dealing with actual objects. Let me go to my viewport. There it is. Click that off. So I clicked off in the render the show emitter, but I did not click it off in viewport. So if you don't want to see it in the viewport either, turn it off there, and then there we get this. Okay. All right. So scale right here. Let's see. It's coming out fairly large from the very beginning. I've got it at render is 1.1 in terms of scale. So if I pull this, let me pull this down to start at 0.5. So they're all small like this. Okay. Okay, so we'll start at 0.5. We'll go to 0, 0.5, and make a keyframe right there. So it's going to turn golden. That's your visual designation that there's a keyframe applied. Another visual designation is right down here in the timeline at frame 0. So I'm thinking from 0, let's say 0 to 10, I'm going to make it real big. So I'm holding down the shift key and I'm going to just start to do this and add a keyframe there. And like I said, play with that, with the noise textures on these things, and you can perfect. And we'll go back and play with the noise. We can kind of perfect the look of our explosion. All right, then we'll say 10 to 20. We'll make it even larger. All right, I'll make it even larger. Maybe something like this. And give it a keyframe there. Little visual trick. Maybe I want to affect the velocity a little bit more. So go to the velocity. Let's give it a little more randomness. Yeah. We probably need more particles overall. These are probably a little bit too small, too few is what I meant to say. The dark edges around it, like the little boxy edges there you're seeing, that's because there's shadows, or they're casting shadows on one another. And that's easy to solve. We just turn the shadows off. But I'm having a problem remembering where I turn that off at in the physics engine. There's a cast shadows in here. If anybody remembers, let me know. Just tell me where it is. Turn that off and that won't show up. And we can even play around. Let's add a few more particles. Let's say instead of 35, we go to 70, right? Let's just double them and see what happens. And my fan is starting to turn on in my machine. And all this it's just planes. If I want them to go up and look like they're falling down a little bit, once they get up in the air, I'm gonna drag it. I'm definitely gonna want to go over here and just as an afterthought, definitely play with the velocity. Oh, with the lifetime randomness, right? I definitely want to just pull that up a little higher. So each particle dies out at their own randomly like that. Yeah. Then of course I can animate the particles getting smaller as they're going up and they're dissipating in the air. Kind of similar to fireworks. So why don't I do that just for the fun of it? I'm just kind of making this up, right? So I'll go to here. Go to the end, and then we'll reduce the size of the particles. Let's see, if I want to go here, keep them large. Let me go to my size. Go to the render. My size is 5 here. So I'll go here, and then we'll say to 70, okay? And we'll put a keyframe there. That'll keep them all large. And then from 70 to 100, we will reduce their size. And give it a keyframe. All right, so shift left arrow key. All right, so it's there. They're doing what I want them to do, but they're fading off too quickly. I want to fade 3 times the speed slower. So I got to speed this up. So I've got 30 frames here. So I want to, that's 30 frames, probably an additional 90 frames. So we'll go to 200. So we'll end this instead of 100, we'll go 200. And we'll come back to view menu, frame the scene range. And we'll just grab these keyframes right on the end and just drag them to 200. And let's see how it looks. Oh, not that great. Let's see. Lifetime, I'm going to bring down the lifetime randomness.
Can you hear me?
Down to 0.3. Let's see what happens.
Can you hear me, Stephen?
That's a little bit better. I'm going to bring it down even more. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, just looking at this several times. Of course, we can fade out the transparency too. So let me grab it. That's really falling off right about here. Very quick. Oh, you know what? Silly me. You know what we forgot to do? We got to tell it that the lifetime is going to be 200. That's why. Now let's see how it works. Let's let it cache again. There they are. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So maybe fade off a little bit quicker than that. So bring up the lifetime randomness a little bit. That changes the whole motif of the theme. So they all start. There we go. Let's bring up the lifetime randomness a little bit more. And just get the feel. Just a little bit at a time. Yeah, nice. Carm is talking to me, but I can't hear you. Let's see. Carm, you're not muted.
Hello, testing 1 2.
Very interesting. Keep talking.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah, I hear you
1 2.
perfectly.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
hear
hear
me.
you. Yeah.
Okay, well, I got a couple critiques on this. The noise texture in each of these puffballs.
Yeah.
It's like the origin point of the noise appears to be like shifting around, and it looks like television static. It's very very random. And typically, what I would do, I would keep that locked in the center.
Keep the noise
And
locked in the center.
yeah,
So
and just have.
So using the empty to move it around is not a good idea. Is what you're saying?
I'm not sure how you're doing it exactly. I would think that the noise, well, at least in LightWave, the noise is anchored to each individual particle.
Yeah. Well, this particle is being instant.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter.
It should be. It's being instant from the one. So that's it there.
Okay, so they're saying they're all identical.
Yeah.
Can you go back to that one? Yeah, the source one, and just play that.
Right there. All right.
Yeah, just play that one.
So we got it.
Well, not the rest of them.
I know. Over here, I got to go turn off the particle. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Got to go to emitter. Silly me. Let me go back. I got to turn on the emitter here. Okay, so icosphere, is that it? That's the emitter. All right, so I'm gonna let me call this one emitter, so I don't. All right, there's the emitter.
You still got my chat saying I'm trying to talk to you on the screen.
Bing. It be gone.
All right, can you focus in on that and play the sequence?
So if I actually let me go to emitter first. I think I turn that off there. Turn that off, so I should be able to focus without those other particles flying up in front of me here.
Yeah. Okay, that's my problem with it. It looks like television static. It's like all random. It's undulating everywhere. It looks like maybe it's moving the noise. Axis is moving along the Z position, maybe.
Let's go to the shader. Let's go change it. Shader editor. This is where it's all happening. And it's all happening in the noise right here, the noise texture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the W is what is animating, and maybe we can alter this somehow.
Slow that way down.
Yeah.
The W effect.
Let's see if I go to, I think I can go times. Let's see, times. Let's see what this does. Times 1.5. Okay, that's more. That's doing something different. Okay, if I go to frame, divide by the 24 is what it was before, right? So divide by, let's say,
That's a little better.
okay, that's double that. So 48. That the 96.
Yeah. Now, can you have the scale of the noise scale up over time over the explosion?
Yes, I can. Pull this over here. All right, so here's the scale. So it's 5.55 for now. So let's play with it and find out if we get something we like.
At the beginning, that's perfect. But if you can have it like scale up over the boom.
Right. So, but I want to find out how much to scale to, so we can take a look at it now.
No, that's the other way.
That's the other way. So if I want to go down.
Yeah.
So scale up to where? So with 5.5 is where we were. Do we want to go to here?
Possibly, yeah. Can you play it?
Yeah, if we go to 4, if we say 4 and we play it, that's at 4.
It doesn't seem to be changing all that much.
Yeah, so if we go back to 5.5, 5.55, which is where we were.
Yeah.
You're definitely getting changes.
Well, that part looks good for the start, and then
right, and then we go to the end where we want to be end at 4.0. That's very different.
Can you try maybe 3?
Sure. Whatever the client likes.
Yeah. Well, since I'm paying you for this.
Yeah. And this is exactly what clients do. They'll sit over my shoulder going, well, try this and try that and try this. And it's kind of like,
all right. I think that will improve the look. That won't look like TV static anymore.
All right. Okay. So we'll start at 5.55. This is 3.0. So we'll start at 5.55. Question is, when do we want it to start transitioning to the larger piece on the timeline? So let me bring up the timeline real quick down here.
Well, that's what we do in LightWave. We use relative particle age. We tie it to that, but I don't know if Blender has that.
I'm not sure in relationship to LightWave, because LightWave Blender is just not LightWave, unfortunately. Well, maybe.
Yeah, but they might have a similar feature just under a different name.
Here, let me go to, because I'm thinking about keyframing it. All right, because we're keyframing when it transitions. So if I pull this a little small over here. So if we're starting with this here, so we're going, do you want to start?
So if you're doing manual keyframes, I guess you just need to figure out the extent of your explosion time span.
Right. So gotcha. Okay, so we got to bring back the emitter. Turn on the emitter. Oh, it's over here. Let me go hit the emitter there. Turn it back on.
By the way, what you're doing is you're limiting yourself. You can only have particles start on frame 0 and end on a certain point. If you figure out how to tie them to the lifespan of the particle, like I said with relative particle age and the way LightWave does it.
Let's see.
It will give you more liberty to vary the explosion timing and all that stuff.
Okay, that's something that makes a lot of sense. So here's your lifespans here. So that effect, that's a good question. How the hell would I do that in Blender? Let's think.
I can do a search while you're looking at that.
Yeah, do a search for it real quick.
I'm going to use ChatGPT.
I'll be impressed if it has it in there. If I go to my emitter, you got the lifespan of the articles, but if we do the lifespan of that particular texture, you know what? That's going to be probably a math node or something. So,
okay, it says to look at particle age or lifetime factor, depending on the context.
That's right up here.
And it's in the particle info node.
The particle info node? That's right here.
You can get it says you can get the relative age, how far through its life the particle is via the particle info node. It gives you several useful values for particle age, lifetime, and age divided by lifetime.
Okay,
to replicate LightWave's relative particle age, just divide age divided by lifetime.
Age divided by lifetime. So
it looks like you do have to do a little more manually than LightWave does it.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Okay, particles, that's the face here. All right, so I'm thinking it's my lifetime here, random lifetime, the particles. No, I'll do a little more research on it. I'll figure it out. If I figure, I'll definitely, because that's going to bug me until I figure it out.
Yeah, because right now the way you're doing it, you're limited to a single burst on frame of 0.
Right.
And you know, so explosions don't always do that. Sometimes they have like secondary explosions, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, but in Blender, you make multiple explosions. You don't render it to one. In Blender, I would do a bunch of these particle emitters, blending them together, giving you various styles of explosions, which is not what I'm doing here. I'm just doing a single effect using a 2D plane. So
let's talk about 2D planes.
Yeah. So you're what you're asking is almost a little bit of a different tutorial, which I can do, but not today. You won't have time. Yeah, in Blender, you're doing, especially if you have an explosion, a main explosion, ground explosion, scatter explosions, sparkling explosions, they're all separate emitters. Blending. We'll talk more about that in a future tutorial, but I think that would be a fun one to do. But anyways, that's just do what you're suggesting here. So what we'll do is I'll go to here and then maybe start transitioning the size from frame 70 on through to 200.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Well, it's
so that the dimming down of that noise effect.
Yeah, I personally don't like the way they were shrinking down to 0 myself. I would rather they dissolve out. Yeah, I don't like how they shrink down, but I don't see that typically in explosions.
Yeah, you don't like the way they shrink down. I can take the shrinking off. I can just.
But that's my personal taste.
Yeah, I was thinking about the way fireworks work, where they're bright and then as they diminish, they kind of give you a visual that it's getting smaller and disappears. But I can do it another way.
What do you have on your mind, Tim? I thought Tim was ready to say something.
Oh, not Tim. Me.
Oh, who's that?
I was just saying, maybe you want it to just fade away.
That's what I was saying.
All right, I can do that. I kind of like the sizing thing, but forget it.
Yeah, instead of just shrinking, maybe just have it go invisible. Is there any way that you can control the visibility?
Which is what it does already.
I'm sorry, that's not Tim. Who is this?
It's David.
That's
Hi, David.
Dave Glenn.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hi.
He was there all along.
I'm getting ready to take off in about 6 minutes.
Okay.
I have to go get my windshield fixed.
I need to do mine as well, except they come to the house to do it. We got mobile guys. They come to the house and they do it right in your driveway.
Yeah, but it costs a little more, and I've already bugged the insurance company This is the third time.
I don't think it costs anymore. I think mine was like $100 and something bucks. But that was years
they got to
ago.
replace the windshield.
They have to replace the windshield?
Cracked. Yeah.
Yeah, so was mine. Mine was cracked. They had to replace the whole windshield. They do it right in your driveway.
Yeah.
They don't have a service like that up there.
I think they do, but the insurance company kind of insisted that. Besides, it's literally within walking distance.
Right.
I'll probably be back in about 15 minutes or so.
All right. So I'm gonna put in Carmen's. It's very texturous. The noise is very texturous. It's making it way too noisy. So let's see if we can.
It looks like the particles are. It looks like the particles are expanding, but the noise is staying the same size. That's what the issue is.
Right. So I'm going to animate the size of the particles. So from here to here, I guess from here we can start small, and then just let it go giant. Just from 0 to frame 200. Let's give that a try. Let me go get the particle system. Okay, got the emitter. Actually, I'm going to want not the emitter, but the exploding particle. There we go. Let's see. Okay, so 3.0. So here at frame 0, I've got my scale here. I hit the I key on the keyboard for just hovering over the scale. At 5.0, and then at 200, we're going to go down and make it 3.0 and hit the I key for insert keyframe there. And we've got them both here. So let's see what it looks like. I mean, I still need to go in and really modify that particle, that noise in there. I think I probably should be able to make it bigger from the beginning.
I think you should go a lot lower than 3.
Yeah.
Because of how they scale up.
Yeah. Okay, good point. So we'll go to here.
Maybe 0.5 or something.
Go to 0.5?
Okay. Just a shot in the dark.
All
in
right.
the dead of night.
We'll do 0.5. We'll do 0.5. Hey, we're just playing. Why not?
Oh my God! Look at that. They're all coming from the same origin point.
Yeah.
Clearly
yeah, you're right. It sure is.
That's your problem right there. As your doctor, I can see the problem now.
All right, let's try this. I wonder if that has to do with my. Let's see something. Just let me stop it right there. Okay, let me do something. Let's find that. What
It's
is
a
that?
global scale.
The empty control. It's a global scale. You saying?
And yeah, it's acting like it's a global axis, and it's all from like 0, 0, 0.
Maybe I'll take this off.
If there's a way to localize it to each particle, that's your ticket.
Well, I can take off this this option here. I'll show you. Let's go to my. Where are you? It's not what I want. I want the that one. Okay. I'm thinking this right here, because remember when I did that separate coordinate texture here? Let's take this off. Let's see what this does. And let's plug it into the single object view. See if that does anything.
That is an improvement.
Yeah. I had the two texture coordinates in there competing with one another.
A little soft at the end, but
yeah, that's we added in that 0.5. Maybe we should go to 0. Instead of 0.5, go to 1.0.
well, it gets soft here, and then it gets sharper again right there. So that's weird. See, it's soft here, and then it gets into static at the end.
That's kind of weird. Looks like it's actually also dropping down in size. I took that. Yeah.
The lifespan might be longer than.
You got this. No, you know what it is? I know what it is. It's the we know what it is. Go to the emitter. It's the randomness. It's randomizing the sizing. So
okay.
I reduce that. Let's go to 0.1 instead of 0.5. Cool. And shift arrow key to the left and play.
Oh my gosh, it's weird looking.
That was a weird one. Want a little more randomness, I think.
It looks like they're all like shifting around, going left and right.
Is that lifetime randomness I put in there?
Yeah, they go left and then they go right.
They go left and the right. So that is, we have to go into velocity then. So velocity, the randomization is 0.5. Let me actually just play with this real quick. I'm going to up the randomization. Yeah, we got to work on this.
If you like, I can maybe in another week, I'll do this version in LightWave so we can see how it's different.
Let me see what you're doing in LightWave and compare it to how we would do it in Blender.
Yeah, because I do some tricks. I got some tricks up my sleeve.
Cool. I like tricks. Okay, no comments. No comments. Everybody's just watching. Cool. All right. So yeah, I'll research it out a little bit more. See how I can get a little better texture. because you can get some much better. You can get some pretty good results with this. I just have to figure out how to texture it. It's all procedural texturing, but it's just kind of the beginning, kind of the an introduction to it.
I don't know if you have time to get to me today, but I'm working on a fun little animation.
Yeah, you want to share your screen?
Sure. Right now?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll stop sharing my screen. And we'll wait yours to come through.
I should be doing it now. I think.
All right. I don't. Let's hold on a second. I got add to stage. There it is. Got it.
All right. Hang on. Let me check something. Okay. I'm rendering right now, so this might be making me sluggish.
All right.
You might see the Atari logo here. My game is on the market now, by the way.
How is it doing?
Very, very badly.
What does that mean?
It means it's not selling.
How long has it been up?
Since the 28th of last month.
Oh, is that normal?
I guess normal for something that's not selling.
I mean, normal for new games that people never heard of before.
I'm not sure. It's my first game. This is my game here on Twitch.
I mean, I know you're expecting instantaneous sales, but that's not always reality.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on. I have a fallback plan I'm working on. That's what this animation's for. Because not a lot of people have viewed it. So my observation is they don't really help you as far as getting in front of eyeballs.
Yeah, no one knows you're there.
You're exactly. So what I'm working on is I got into contact with one of these YouTuber guys. He is an Atari focused channel, and let me see. I could pull him up.
So he's going to feature you on this channel to help you.
Yeah. Well, I made an agreement with him. I told him if I make him an animation intro for his channel, will he feature my game and
is that a picture of Spock there?
Yeah, it's like somebody's reacting to Star Trek 4. Yeah, this is the guy here, Ballistic Coffee Boy. So I'm making. He's all about the Atari VCS primarily.
Okay.
And when I say VCS, I mean the one that came out in 2021. And so, let's see here. Here's the animation. It's almost, it's like halfway done rendering.
Is this for his, nice. There you go.
Yeah, this is the Atari VCS from 2021.
Gotcha.
And then it splits open, which they really don't do. And these arms come out and spin around, and it becomes a hologram projector. And then this is his logo.
Why not do it where the machine falls straight up and falls on the table, and then that thing comes up and gives you a logo.
That might hurt it, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it damage it?
Well, yeah, but not. But this is not reality.
Well, at the current configuration, it's got cables come out the back, so it wouldn't really have. The cables wouldn't reach if it was above the screen. Anyway, this logo here is in the style of an Atari game. Let's see, here it is.
See, it's fantasy, man.
This is Major Havoc from Atari from like 1983. 83. So I made his version in the style of Major Havoc. Except I changed the Y. And basically it's just a fun little Atari area here, except for this. This is my game right here. That's the one I'm selling right now, Digital Infiltrators.
Okay.
But the rest of this is Atari stuff. This is the Adventure Dragon.
Alien.
Star Raiders, Alien is an Atari game. 2600 games.
Did you see the previews to Alien Earth?
No.
Looks scary.
And that's about it. I mean, I'm rendering it in separate passes. I'll play that again. I'll show you.
All right. I still think it should fall from the top and just hit the table.
Well, it's too late now. It's been rendering for a long time. Whoops. Okay, so this is one render pass here. The projection beams from the center point is another object. Mm-hmm. And of course the lens flare is another render pass. And then the background. But what's going to happen is on frame 240, the camera will be locked in place.
Okay.
And it's going to be like, it's going to render a seamlessly looping sequence of just the logo kind of like undulating around. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to render the background as a static image minus the VCS, and that will speed up rendering quite a bit once it gets to that part where the camera's locked down.
It'll be nice to see a little bit of some light glow around your logo up there, and the logo being a little bit more luminous.
I'm trying to emulate the look of vector graphics from the 80s arcade games. They don't really glow a whole lot. It does have a little bit of glow already.
Oh yeah, I can see it on there.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it stand out more from the background. The background was competing with it all pretty well.
Yeah, I do regret making it a little. I didn't make it as dark as I should have, I think.
Yeah, I think the background is fine. Just make the text a little brighter, like give it a little more luminosity to it, illuminate it a little bit more. Then that'll do it. I think
because it's moving, it kind of flickering, it's going to stand out a little more.
Okay.
See, what I did was I UV mapped. Let me show you that, because that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because when you look at these old arcade games, you could see that the vector lines, there's a little bit of a shimmer or a flicker to them.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just tracing the line every frame. And just waiting for modeler to pop up. I think it's because I'm rendering it slowing down. Yeah. Here it is. Okay. So what I did was I UV mapped all of these lines. Basically, I unfolded them into long strings, and then I have a procedural texture that flows over, in one direction. So it gives it a flickery effect like it's being drawn in. It's a little slower than the actual real thing, but it's just for dramatic effect. But this was kind of tedious, unfolding everything. I needed to unweld a point in the corner and then rotate them around in mouse mode, rotate it like that, and then unweld these points, and then pick these guys and rotate them like this.
Cool.
And just basically unfold everybody, and then UV map that. Yeah. Of course, I did that in a morph map, so it didn't destroy the object. I just did, but it's okay. I won't save this. Do not save. Don't save. And let's see. I found a cool website that had a bunch of box art on it. That saved a lot of time. I could load up the VCS. Whoa, it's time to dance.
The LA Comic-Con is coming to town.
Here's the actual VCS. the mechanism, the hologram mechanism, I had it sticking out a little too far, but I just had it render dissolved until it pops open. And I just, there we go. I just have this slide out. What? No, not down. That springs out like that. And then the arms fold up.
Floppy arms.
Like so. Yeah, but these are all separate objects. It's not done with bones, so it deforms faster because there's no deformation. It's just manipulating the object.
It's easier this way anyway.
Yeah, they all have their own axis. And let me see. This was, okay. When I had this unfolded, like so, I was able to then extrude it like this, and then grab these points, shrink them down to nothing, and then move it down like that. And then, so this was mapped to one bone, and then these two. This was mapped, whoops. This was mapped to one bone, and then the lower half was mapped to a different bone. So I had 3 bones. And because the flicker effect was mapped onto the UVs there, it also applied to these polygons stretching down to a single point. So it was a fakey volumetric effect, which is right here. And it uses the very same, unfolded effect. So when the flicker is going on a logo, it matches in the beams leading up to the logo, which is kind of a nice effect. And let's see, I guess we can look at the controller. It's pretty simple. I used smoothing groups to get everything looking nice there. It's got different levels of specularity inside the grooves there, so you can see.
Cool.
The speaker is, that's the set, sorry.
There it is.
Okay. The speaker uses 2 image maps for the grill. It uses a clip map, and it uses a bump map. They're both, created with the same style object. This tells it where not to render, and then this is the bump map that gives it a little bit of a rounded edge at the point where it clips. And there is a bug in LightWave that has been since fixed in the recent version, but not my version. And that is, if you use a clip map with motion blur, it just stops rendering for like 15 hours or something like that. It's something ridiculous. So I just used transparency instead of a clip map, and that fixed it. Obviously, transparency renders a little slower than a clip map, but it's a lot faster than being stuck for 15 hours. And let's see here. The rest of these are just game boxes and stuff. I mean, I did model the chords coming out the VCS are dynamic,
right?
And I controlled those with a cloth sim. Maybe I can get away with loading a second version of LightWave. Show you that. cable sim.
Yeah, just had another person sign up for the Blender 3D class tomorrow. Good. Okay, so
here's the VCS. Here's the cable. This is with Cyflex. But then see these rectangles here? These are controlled by bones. They're going to move into place. They start at the origin of the undeformed cable. Over the first 20 frames, it moves over here and then becomes attached to the VCS. They lock into following the position and rotation of these two nulls, which are children of the VCS. And then the cable with Cyflex uses pin. I'll show you that. Pin uses the weight map called pin. This is the weight map it's looking at right here. And that's looking at the VCS cable guide pins, which are these rectangular objects right here. So when I hit play, and now it's going to do the jostle thing. There it goes. The jostle is out of sync with the spinning in the logo. It's just because they were left over from the old animation. The important thing is this, but I set it off 200 frames forward, and then when I load the resulting cable into my main scene, I just scoot them back 200 frames, and it also all syncs up perfectly. So that's what fun with Cyflex. I think that's about all there is fascinating to look at with this. It's a fairly simple scene. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I did use Bullet for the actual animation of the VCS.
cool.
So there, get it to bounce around. I used a force.
Oh, Bullet is your physics engine.
Yeah.
LightWave. So has the physics engine in LightWave always been Bullet, or is there?
No, that was added. I think 8, maybe. I'm not sure. No, maybe 11.
So, but LightWave, okay, is that still considered a plugin?
It comes with LightWave, but technically everything in LightWave is a plugin. Almost everything.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
That's why some people call it plugin wave. But before they had Bullet, they had soft effects and cloth effects, and they still have that too. You got both of them.
Right.
But I just used whichever one's the best for the job. And in this case, Bullet did it. This circle right here is the explosion force that caused it to jump. I just animated the values.
Okay.
But that's it.
Oh, cool.
So the next time I'll show you the finished animation.
That's all we have time for.
Yeah.
So
I'll stop sharing then.
Okay, stop sharing. I'll share.
I'm no communist.
What is that supposed to mean? What are you talking about? That was
communism is enforced sharing.
Okay. All right. So let me share my screen real quick. Give me a hot second. There we go. Sharing my screen. Add to stage. Okay, cool. All right. So just had another person sign up for the Blender 3D for 3D printing class. So if anybody's interested, it's a 5-week class. Every class is recorded. Chromallusion.com. I'll give you my website address real quick. I'll drop that into the chat box. That's the website to go to. And
don't forget the hashtag. That's important.
No hashtag. That was an accident. Sorry. No hashtag. Just chromallusion.com. Go to the workshops. Go to the Blender 3D, and then right down here, there's Blender 3D for 3D printing right there. I'll just grab that link and give it to you guys. I'm gonna give you a discount code. This person who just signed up just used the discount code. There we go. So that's the link to the class. And then the discount code is going to be SDPUG 2025. So that's the discount code. And
just think of those cute little dogs.
What was that?
Just think of those cute little dogs.
Yeah, cute little dogs.
Yeah, pugs.
Pugs. Oh, San Diego pug. So
Pugs from San Diego this year. That way it'll stick in your mind.
Exactly. So yeah, so it works out to like 382 or something like that. 5-week class. Every class is recorded. It's all through Zoom. When you sign up, I'll send you the Zoom link to jump on board. 10 a.m. tomorrow. 10 a.m. tomorrow is when it starts to 12 noon. So it's before your day starts, and you can get off and enjoy the rest of your day on Sunday. And we'll do it for 5 weeks. Every class will be recorded. You get the recording right away to help to assist you with your homework. You're gonna love it because 3D printing is huge now, and printers have come down in price tremendously low. You can get a good resin printer for $200, $300, $200 to $300. You can get filament printers for less than that. So
that resonates.
Huh?
That resonates.
Yeah. So 3D printing is huge now, but a lot of people don't know how to do their own 3D. So Blender is the program I'm using, and that's what you're going to learn. So this is for people who have no experience in Blender and no experience, low or little experience in 3D printing. So it's a good way to get you started in Blender. And then after this class ends,
the barrier to enter, I'm sorry to interrupt, the barrier to entry is very low because Blender is free.
That's right. Blender is free. Absolutely. But that's not why we're using it, because it's free. We're using it because it's revolutionizing the 3D industry. It's really good. So most of my students in studio arts, which are seasoned professionals, are Maya artists switching to Blender. And professionals don't do that unless the program is really ready for prime time. Okay, so also after this class ends, I'll have another 5-week class starting off, which most of the people in my 3D printing class will join. And that's the introduction to Blender 3D. Now, this is all Blender, no 3D printing here. All Blender going into the program. I'm giving you a strong understanding of what Blender is, how to use it, modeling, animation, introduction to modeling and animation effects.
But that illustration looks like a giant 3D printer.
What does? Oh, this thing here?
Yeah. It looks like a giant 3D printer.
It does not. It's so mean. So, that is a design from John Eves, who's a concept artist that designed the Enterprise E and the new Enterprise from Strange New Worlds. So that's cool. his sci-fi. This is not even finished yet. The finished one has a lot more detail on it. This is just a quick little render for presentation. So okay, so I hope to see you guys in the class, but I will see you guys next week. Let's say next week. I'm looking at my calendar. I don't think that I will be out of town. The fair at 1. Yeah, guess what? Next week, Saturday, is the Photoshop users group presentation. But that's going to be live at the fairgrounds here in Del Mar in San Diego. So we will not have a broadcast next Saturday. Because Friday and Saturday, both, I'm going to be at the fairgrounds.
Well, what if we get withdrawal symptoms?
Yeah, I know, exactly. but I'll send a quick little email to everybody to remind you all that no meeting this week, but we'll meet the week after. So if we go to July, yeah, we'll be here the week after, all the way through the weekend of August 1st. We'll miss that one because I will be out of town. My dad's coming to visit Las Vegas, and I'm going to fly to Las Vegas to meet up with him. I talk to him all the time, but I haven't seen him in person in a while. So he and his wife is going to be there, and I'm going to go visit him. The plane flight, check it out, costs round trip ticket, Karn.
Yeah.
$67.
Wow.
Got the rental car for 4 days for $113. So I figured I'm just gonna fly out. I could drive. It's about a 6-hour drive, but I don't feel like driving. And plus, this is a hot time of year. It's gonna be really hot, like like 100 degrees. So I don't feel like driving in that heat. So I figured I'll just fly, get a rental car, and get there.
Should be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. I'm gonna enjoy it. But that's the month of August. There's a lot to do in July. I'll organize a better tutorial for everybody for that explosion effect I was giving. I'll clean that one up and bring it back. And then we'll do something different. I'll do a different type of tutorial next time we get together. Maybe we'll do something on rigging or something like that. Setting up rigging and doing a walk cycle from scratch.
What is this rigging you speak of?
In Blender with bones.
What a concept. Never heard of this type of stuff.
Dim bones. All right, so
can you spell it RIG?
Yeah, RIGGING. That could be a song, right?
Find out what it means to me.
Oh man, so okay, so thank you so much, Karn. And
it was fun.
Also thanks to David, he was here earlier. And
you
thank you
everybody for being an explosive episode.
Explosive, that's right. I'll do a better one next time, much better one. It's easier when you do explosions with particles and just particles and you make the rocks and make them explode everywhere and create the smoke and all that, through volumetrics. But when you do 2D things, it becomes trickier because you have to get those procedurals just right to make it look good. And I suck at procedural texturing, so
well, I got some tricks on my side as far as particle stuff, so I could show you that in the future if you want.
Yeah, it's something kind of fun.
It's like you every particle has an ID number, and you use that to trigger like random shifting of the textures and stuff.
Yeah,
so they all look unique.
Yeah. So if you guys have forgotten, we have a YouTube channel. Let me go to it real quick. Okay, and we're gonna go over here
you look different there.
Go to my channel, which is switch channels to the Blender 3D user group right there. So today's presentation, why is it going here? Go to the damn user group. Maybe I got to view the channel for the user group. There we go. All right, so today's presentation is from Twitch is automatically uploaded to YouTube. And I'm going to give you guys the link right now.
So you're saying I'll be famous.
You'll be famous. Famous. Right, that's the link to the YouTube channel. You can go there and watch all the previous presentations, including additional ones I put up there.
I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna learn how to fly.
Nice. There we
If
go.
I sing more, it'll cause you a copyright strike on your channel.
That's right. The copyright gods will be on you, and the music gods
Not on me. It'll be on you. It's your channel.
They'll be serious about coming after you. The music industry is notorious about that. You have a band, you have a nice little band. You go to a restaurant and you play their music. You got to pay for it. I don't know how that works because you get all these local bands playing in like pubs and stuff, and they'll play cover songs, just songs from the other groups. I don't know how that works. I think they're supposed to pay the owner of that copyright, but I don't know if they actually do it.
I have no idea. I doubt they do. How do you enforce that?
Yeah, exactly. So this was the last one. That's the Greebles and Blender. What is it? Oh, this one here. Hey guys, I forgot about this. The Blender presentations that I did at Wonderfest is here. I should relabel this actually. Greebles and Blender, that was from Wonderfest. So if I go to, can I edit that? I should be able to edit this. I have to click on it to edit it. All right, so this is a fun one here. You guys will enjoy this. So if you want to make Greeblies, edit video there. If you want to make Greeblies for your 3D models that you're going to print, 3D print, I did a little presentation. It was an hour-long presentation at Wonderfest in Louisville. In fact, I want to put this on here, Wonderfest. Give it a better title. Wonderfest 2025. There we go. And I can save that. All right, so I go back. There it is.
Steveception.
Huh?
Steveception.
Yep.
There were multiple of you.
Yep. I gotta get banners for these too, for each of these videos. Also, I've been lazy.
Like thumbnail images.
Yeah, little thumbnail banners for these things. I have not done that yet. LightWave discussion. Okay, this is our LightWave presentation from last week here. Another wherever it says Blender 3D and LightWave discussions, that's obviously our Saturdays. And
you can also make playlists to categorize your Saturday things from other things.
I can do that right now, right? So if I go to playlists, so how do I do it?
Well, I think you have to go to YouTube Studio. It's on the further to the right.
Well,
you're in YouTube Studio. Sorry.
Yeah, right there. So if I got playlists here,
yeah.
Watch later, Blender user. I got it right here. Blender's user.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I organized that. So if I click on that, there they are.
Okay, my mistake.
Yeah, they're there. Because when I categorize these things, I make sure I put them in there. I'll go through here and make sure they're categorized that way. I think that they are. That's annoying. It's playing. I have no idea where it's playing from. Thank you.
By the way, I'm also working on making a free demo of my game too.
All right. Oh, that'd be great.
Check it out for free.
Yeah, get it off. I'll send it out to the user group.
Okay.
Send me a promo thing so that all I have to do is copy and paste it and put an image of it in there, and I'll send it out to the group. Okay, so that's it. If you are not, let me do this. If you are not on our mailing list, in other words, you're not receiving the emails, let me give you Let me see if I got that link here handy. I may go to my links here. And let's see if I've got Photoshop user group. I'm looking for the Blender user group link. I'll have it for everybody next time if it's not here, but you can always email me too to put LightWave meetings. Okay, that's that. Eventbrite. Let me see if I got the actual. All right, LightWave meetings, Blender user group. I think this is it. Okay, so I think this is it. Let me test it real quick. No, okay. I've gotta get the actual link to this. And I thought I had it handy. Okay, I'll find it later. I'll have it next time we get together. I'll get you a link to sign up. In the meantime, you can email me. Email me and say put me on your mailing list. So I'll put my email address here. Steve at Chrome Illusion. Make sure I spelled it right here. Steve at Chrome Illusion. .com. There we go. All right, so just email me there. Tell me to put you on the mailing list, and I'll do so immediately. Okay, that's it. I gotta run. Thank you all for being here.
It's been quiet in the chat.
3 months. Yes, I know it's been quiet in the chat. There've been people there, but it's been quiet in the chat. You gotta find a way to get people to become more participatory.
Gotta goose these people. Hey, wake up!
Yeah,
it's the heat putting everybody to sleep.
It could be. Yeah, Ace Hoffman is always here. You're there. Curtis Rhodes there. Larry's there. Mac Nonsense, I know who that is. Parsons is there. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see everybody in a couple of weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.